The admin wizard is a very easy way to carry out a number of complex tasks in one sitting. So here we can see specific tools that we've got here. We already looked at the address book manager in a different demo, but let's just go down here. Obviously we can have direct contact to knowledge base and open support here, but what we're looking at today is the admin wizard. Here we can import mailboxes, set default retention categories, define jobs, configure groups, and email filtering all in one box, let's put it this way. Let's click Next. You can create a group and import users or select an AD group. You can also do this obviously using the address book manager. That's the first place to synchronize your groups and users. So once you've actually got those imported, you can then move ahead with the archiving process. So here we can see the import Active Directory group. See a number of names here, obviously. The left-hand side, the display name in the center, the container, the OU there. We can also set Outlook add-in permissions for the group as well. So we'll go ahead and we'll click. Actually, we're not going to click a default retention category. What we're going to do is we're going to create our own. Those have already been made in the past, but what we're going to do is create a new one straight out of the box here using these basic settings. So let's call this one 12 months. Help desk maybe. Target HSM scheme. There's a demonstration about HSM schemes, but we're going to choose our local one right now, which is HSM number 1. And the lifetime calculated from the archive time or the receive time of the mail. That's very important to specify that before you start archiving. Retention time now. Do you want to have that fixed one? Do you want to have an indefinite one or an infinite one? These are the options, again, straight out of the box here. Once you've defined that retention time, remember, it is written virtually in stone. Once you're going to archive those users for that period of time, then that's the retention time that will be applied to them and will not be able to be changed unless you actually were to re-import those users and archive them once again. In certain legal circumstances, that would not be possible with additional worm storage media, etc. Okay, so here's our advanced settings, document lifetime. Here we've got obviously a shortcut lifetime as well. We can create the shortcut. We can define what it looks like, how long it stays for in exchange. Remember, it's just a shortcut. It's nothing of any major size. The email and the attachment are now going to be sitting on the storage media of choice. We can decide if we want to delay that shortcut creation. We can also specify that as well. For those of you that are possibly using Blackberries, this is an excellent feature to make sure it's still accessible from the BlackBerry device. Let's click Next. Again, we can set up an automatic job for unreferenced emails. That means cleaning up shortcuts after a specific period of time. So there we go. It's set up there now. We can now specify some kind of email filtering. Basically, files older than a certain number of days or files bigger than a certain size. Out of the box, it will be 0, but yes, in this case here, you can define exactly anything that's bigger than a certain size or anything that's older than a certain size. Click Next and select an existing job. That's our archive job. We'll discuss jobs later, but we can also create a new one straight out of the box here as well. Let's call this one the 12-month help job, because that's the actual user group we want to be applying this to. We want it to run possibly every 1 minute if we want to, or every hour, and we can start the job automatically once it's been triggered for the very first time. So let's just run that through there now. 12 months help report was created successfully. The group settings were changed. Let's click Close, and if we do a quick refresh, there we see it's appeared in green, which means that job is now active and ready to run. Simple as that. And we can see the other jobs that have yet to be changed to green color have yet to be triggered. So we can see a nice overview of what's there. If we did want to modify it or change it in any way, we can go down here, add our 12-month retention category here. Again, our archive files older than 100 days is what we specified before. Selected the job, it's running every 60 minutes. Okay, we can run it on a daily basis if you want to. That's normally the practice, to be honest with you. We can also exclude certain mailbox folders from the process. You can skip certain folders. You can add, if you want to, custom folders as well. Maybe we add something like junk, for example, because that's a folder that you don't want to archive, possibly, depending on your regulations. And message classes as well. Select message classes that you would like to archive. So it could be appointments, IPM contacts, etc., etc. And you can layer these on top of the existing message classes that you see in the window at the top. Quota is also, you can also assign a quota to specific groups in the distribution list should you want to do so. We can discuss quotas in a separate presentation. And scripting tool is again a very nice feature to add more detail to your archiving process.